Oh, the plan is to move this water heater from here over to here. I think here. Will it fit onto there? Might fit onto there. Just hard to work. Just so it's closer to the shower, because the hot water is not. We're not getting 36 degrees or 38 degrees from it at the moment. I just think it's because of the distance it has to travel. I couldn't find a reducer down from 14 to 12 in a T, so I've got standard 14 T's, then I have a straight line reducer down to a 12, then I have some right angles, and oh, what a mess. They had flexible hoses there, and I'm sure there's a much easier way to do this. I'm sure I've overcomplicated it, but for whatever reason I always feel like I'm under huge pressure in the plumbing aisle in Castorama, and I just go mad buying bits. And this plumbing stuff is just expensive, like 7 or 8 quid for one yoki. One of these are 8 quid or something, I don't know what it is. And it just adds up. You don't see €120 go. So yeah, that's the plan for today. Before I move all this, I'm going to test my theory. So I just tested the temperature over here, and I was getting 29. Now, how do I get water to come out this? Is it coming out now? Oh, sure it's flowing. So we'll just check the temperature of this now. Oh, that's definitely hotter. No, it's actually still 29. So there goes that theory. Anyway, it saves me a lot of work moving it, but a waste of time buying all of that. So what next? What next? We have the screw turned all the way. What next? The shower head is the existing shower head, and it's just there's no reducer for the pressure. So the water just comes out at that speed, which means the water heater can't heat it fast enough because it's coming out too fast. So by reducing the outlet, it increases the physical pressure of the water coming out and slows down the water as it's coming through the unit. And the unit then is able to heat it up. To a hotter heat. So the pipe has nothing to do with it. So I'm delighted I tried that before I started cutting into these old pipes here, which are a mishmash of 10s to 12s to 14s to God knows what. So that can all stay as is. The unit can stay over here. No electrical work to be done. No more plumbing up here to be done. So I'll put all this back together, get a new shower head for this, and we should be good to go here. So I think I'll go on now and do the dishwasher. Get rid of that flexi pipe. I bought some proper fittings now and get that functional. I'm really getting bad at filming my action shots where I'm actually doing the work. So I'm going to reenact it now, just in case anyone is a bit upset that I didn't film it. So basically I went in, I took off the waste pipes, and then water came out of the waste pipes. I had been sitting in it, went everywhere, and I was like, so then, even though I had the water drain down upstairs, when I took off the pipe to the cold water, all the water, a full bowl came out, and before I got the bowl, it was going everywhere, and I was like, so I got the flexi pipe off, put the rigid one on, went back, cut 5 times, cut 6 times, cut 7 times, thought I had it right, it was too short, had another piece, cut it the right length. So now I have a nice fixed pipe in here, which is where the flexi pipe was now. Nice fall on that. Fall's a bit steep there, but nothing I can do about that because it's coming down here. I suppose I could have gone taller with that, but that connection is at 38 or something. These are 40. Look, it's imperial and a mix of imperial and metric. So and while I was here, I put more bolts in the sink. So that bolt is in, so the sink is all bolted in now completely. Like I said, I've changed before the top, which is the kind of the default position, was hot, and then it had to push forward for cold. So I've switched them around underneath now, so it's normal now. So cold and hot. And this is our French window specific tap. So if, for instance, look, I had worked this out. You can see that the line I had drawn here. That's the arc of the window opening. So I did that before I put the tap in. So I know that the window is going to open and miss the tap. Thankfully it did there. But if it didn't, let's say it was over here, and this is like, oh no, this is designed for that. So it actually tilts down and locks down so you can open your window. Now, there's probably not enough height there. Where is it? There's probably not enough height there anyway for that to happen. So anyway, we don't need the foldy bit. It doesn't hit it. So happy days. So that's everything done here. I redirected the waste pipe for the dishwasher now, so it's not as tall. It's coming in a better angle. So this is it, all ready to be closed up now, and then I'm ready to put the dishwasher front on. I'd kind of like to wait for the floor to dry out now and just have a good feel, let things run here and feel around the pipes here. It's always very hard. You think it feels wet, but it's just cold. So, no moisture. I don't know the dishwasher. Sure. Yeah. Anyway, that can all be fixed from under here if there's an issue. So, that's the important one. This is the main waste. I think that is leaking there. I think that is leaking. It feels wet to me, so I'll dry that off and see. So today I'm going to start work. It's afternoon now, actually, late afternoon. I'm going to start work on the floor. I've been chipping away, just getting the plumbing right. So I've all my new connections in. I had the existing waste pipe that goes out through the wall was just under 40. So the fitting was loose on it. So there was a leakage there. So I went to Castorama this morning, got a rubber connection with some circlips on it, and all perfect dry now. I put PVC glue on all the joints, so that's all working nicely. And because that is not leaking there now, I put the dishwasher in. So this now has a nice front on it, which it hadn't before. And I'm just running through a first cycle there just to see that it's working. And I've no leak here under the sink. So we're just reorganizing stuff as we find what works and what doesn't work in the kitchen. So so today I'm going to level the floor. The problem here is that my floor is nice and level across here.
But the old concrete floor is slightly low here and slightly high on this side. So there was a bit of a lip on this which I've taken off. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of leveling compound around here, just so there's no dip under the boards, and just give a gentle transition between here and here. And I'm going to put some leveling compound over the concrete here, just to do the same over here. That's not ideal, but it should do the job. So yeah, and then after that it'll be pretty straightforward, I think, to do the flooring in here. It's just a laminate in a chevron style. I'm going to tile here, so I'm going to leave this. I'm going to do a square here up to the front door, tile that, because this does get wet quite quickly as you're coming in at the door. Sofa, we're just moving stuff around in here. We've tried it over here against the window. Over here, this table is obviously too big for a computer, but it's doing the job for the moment. So yeah, room's nice and cozy. What are we here at the moment? 18.2 in here. It's warmer if you stand up. It actually is warmer. And then in here, we have 14.3. So yeah, the house is fine. I've got 2 more of these now, so I'm monitoring four areas in the house. And I can see historically how the humidity is and how the heat is. So I'll put a link to this crowd down below. I have an affiliate link for these. So if you do up buy anything, we get a very small percentage of the sale if you use our link down below. I'm going to do a whole video on how you can use this kind of technology to monitor your house, in a very sophisticated way, but very simply, with no real technical knowledge. And it's just something as simple as keeping a diary of when you're lighting a fire or when you're opening windows, and you can cross-reference and get a good idea how your house is doing, and then find ways to kind of counteract what the problem is. So yeah, I'll do a whole video on that because it's quite interesting for all you nerds. All right, so we get on this floor and hopefully it goes to plan. So I've never used leveling compound before, but sure, look, how hard can it be? I've just gone over this with a level and run off the wood floor and sketched a pencil line on the ground, roughly where it needs to be kind of filled. So from there to there is okay, but there's a big kind of curve there and over here and so on. So I don't know if I'm too watery, don't know what. We'll pour it on and see what happens, and it'll eventually set anyway.
So while I'm waiting for that floor to dry, I'm kind of happy. You know, it doesn't have to be perfectly flat. It's just taking the step out from here to there and the step out from there to there. So once the once the insulation underneath goes on, it'll kind of take out any discrepancies. But yeah, happy with that. Dehumidifier on, just helping with the drying. So in the meantime, I will need to get access to all the flooring. So the tools need to go. So I'm just creating a spot up in the attic for all these to live in now while down here is being done. It'd be nice to get this space back and cleared. So this is the new home for the tools for the next little while. It's going to keep me fit running up and down the stairs. I'll have to be more organised. I do have power here, so I can put a light in and put my charger up here. Just need to get the bits to do that, and yeah, should be fine. Should be fine. I just check for leaks in the roof, make sure there's nothing leaking down here. So I just need a few more bits and bobs brought up, and then I can have access to the floor.